Hello everyone, it is Kendra. Today we are talking about the minimalism challenge. Now, if you have not heard of it, I am going to link down below the video that inspired me to do this challenge. Her name is Ashlyn and she talks about a lot of different minimalistic things. I'm pretty new to her channel, but I will link her video down below. Also, while you're down there, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, a comment, thumbs up, all those good things. So let's get into the video. The challenge is to declutter 500 items over the course of 30 days. Now, you do that by doing one item on day 1, 2 items day 2, etc., etc. And I actually am very proud of myself. I completed this challenge in 15 days. So half the time that it is supposed to take, and I will go through and I'll show you everything that I got rid of. But the way that I kind of did that was I started by looking around my room and seeing what items I knew that I kind of already wanted to declutter. Like I had an old laptop that I knew I needed to recycle, that I knew I had already done the research that I couldn't get money for it and it's really not worth selling, and so I just needed to recycle it and just take it to the proper place to do it. And it didn't take that long. I just had to do the research. Best Buy took them, so I took it right into Best Buy. Once I was in town, it took me less than 5 minutes. So not hard things to do, but things that have just been kind of weighing on me, things that I knew needed to get done, and it was just time. I started by doing like surface level declutter, by just kind of going around and seeing the things that I knew really did not serve me. Then what I did next was I would focus on one area. So like one day I focused on, I have storage under my bed. And so I went through all of the storage containers under the bed and I got rid of anything that hit my candle warmer. I got rid of anything in that area that I knew would not serve me, or I knew I wouldn't use, or anything that I could get rid of. And as I went, I made myself a checklist of like day 1, day 2, day 3, like so on. I'll insert pictures, and that's how I kept track of everything. And I just left the date on top, so I knew like by Tuesday I have to have this many items decluttered. And I actually, by going like just like a little section at a time, once I started decluttering certain things, I was like, what else can I get rid of? What else can't I live with? Like, it started to become kind of a game, and it was actually really, really fun. And so what I have learned from doing this challenge is decluttering doesn't have to be this huge, huge project, a huge undertaking. You can do it that way if that's what works for you. But I really liked doing it in the moment. I would be getting ready in the morning and I'd see something in my drawer where I'm like, you know, I really haven't used that in a long time. Or can I live without that product? I feel like it started to become kind of a game to me, and I'm going to continue doing that. So that way, as I'm living my life, I can kind of have that in the back of my head, that I know I still want to get rid of more. I got rid of 500 items, more than 500 items, as you'll see, and I still know that I could probably get rid of half more of my stuff. I'm just not quite ready to do it like at this time. I know that someday I feel like I'll have less and less and less as time goes on. Also, there are products that I know I'm like, once I'm done using this, I know I'm not going to repurchase it. So that's another way that we can be conscious of what we're bringing in. Now that I've decluttered all that stuff, out of sight, out of mind, it's gone. I'm finally rid of that stuff. I can just continue that cycle and it's going to feel good. So I'm just going to jump into all the items that I got rid of, starting with these stickers here. Some of them are used, some are not. Sorry, my watch just went off. But anyway, I realized most of the stickers I have are decorative stickers, like these birthday ones here. While they may be super cute, I am not using any of them, so getting rid of those. I have a spirograph, a couple of tooth-shaped pencil holders from when I was a dental hygienist and another pencil holder, a large vase that just doesn't get used, a free cup that again just doesn't ever get used, a couple of nail things. I never use these, I just use nail polish or dip powder. This is supposed to go over a book, not helpful. A couple of embroidery rings that are just too large and I don't see myself using them. These are some knitting needles that are just too small and I don't see myself doing projects that small. I feel like these needles would break. A couple of spare coasters, a gift card holder, an old calculator, and an old spell checker. Time to get rid of those. A few spare parts to furniture that is already built and we no longer need these spare parts. A case for my planner, but I just don't carry my planner on the go. A coloring book. An old projects folder from school. An old filing folder. Some wooden stamps for Christmas cards and things that I just don't use. A bunch of old pens, pencils, paintbrushes, and I think even a couple of tiny crochet hooks that I just won't use. An old boot box that I was using to store a few items, but I got rid of a lot, so I no longer needed this. These are supposed to be pockets to stick on the back of like library books. I was doing a project with them, but I don't need these. This is that laptop that I needed to recycle, and I also recycled the charging cable that came with it. A pad of paper made for gel pens. These are the storage boxes that come with the Erin Condren planners. I decided I don't want to store my planners anymore because it's taking up space, and so I will be recycling these. A small notebook. A couple of like relationship books. The Scarlet Letter. I decided I was going to get like my classics like Jane Eyre also, just on my Kindle because they are cheap. These are a few Matthew Kelly books. This is The Story. It's like a chronological telling of the Bible. Between the World and Me by Ta-Nehisi Coates. The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. And this is an old journal. It's Not What You Think. War and Peace. Again, this is huge, so I decided to just get it on my Kindle instead of having it take up my room on my shelf. Recursion by Blake Crouch. A hymnal from a church that I used to go to. A free library book that I had been using for decoration just because it is old and it is actually the grammar of the German language. Serpent and Dove. The Giver Quartet. A couple of cursive handwriting workbooks for adults and like idea and practice books. Something I colored out of a coloring book. A few small pieces of paper with little sayings or designs on them. A metal Erin Condren ruler and a Erin Condren budget book. A pack of desk accessories with like thumbtacks, binder clips, paper clips. These are all of my old planner covers. There are so many of them. These are like not even half. These are just the ones that I never use. I also had a lot of dashboards, and I just don't find myself reaching for these because they are wet erase rather than just like paper and pencil, and I realize I don't like planning like that at all. And an old ruler that has a ton of ink on it and just smears whenever I use it. An extra binder coil that I use for either storing covers like this or if I ever wanted to like Franken planner, and a couple of little bookmarks. Another random coaster. A couple of letter openers, a SIM card ejector actually, and a bunch of erasers. I don't even hardly use pencils. A few storage organizers. A pack of Erin Condren wet erase markers, a pack of sticky notes, and a other planner that I just will not use. Some tabs. Even more sticky notes and page flags and all sorts of things like that. Did I tell you that I have a school supply problem and a planner problem? I think it's quite obvious here. A couple of things for our couch covers, but our couches are too big for them. We have a few random things here: a pencil sharpener, an old lead container for pencils, an eraser, a little pencil thing, other things that I don't even know what they are, trash, a rubber band, and another storage container. A pack of pens, a booklet that I was storing sticker sheets in, but as you see, I got rid of a ton of stickers, so I did not need either of these sticker books anymore. Another little Erin Condren freebie case that I was using to store things that I don't need. This is one of my old planners. An open pack of mechanical pencils, but I use pens. Some rolls of washi tape that I'm just not going to use. And this is a box that I was storing washi in, and because I cleared out part of my desk, I don't need it anymore. And a couple other little just random things that were in my desk, taking up space. A bag of Trid's hot sauces that neither of us will eat. A sleep lotion and a pillow spray. I actually realized that I don't like the smell of this, so I'm getting rid of them. A pair of bookends. An apron. A scale. A candle holder, some hangers, this bottle of NyQuil and ZzzQuil that were expired, this sign that I actually really like, I just don't have a place to put it and it keeps getting knocked over. These are some of Trid's t-shirts, some of my shirts and clothing and socks, and just a bunch of random clothing items that I decided to pass on. A laundry bag, a pair of exfoliating gloves, tanning mitts, and self-tanner that I just won't use, an extra large packing cube that I never use, this dark green crossbody purse, the back to a picture frame I was going to fix and never did, some more storage organizers, and just other containers that I was using to store things in that I just don't need anymore, or were taking up too much room, or were spares, and it was time to get rid of them. Another storage and or travel container. A half-used roll of drawer liner. My old water bottle that is actually a lot of fun, and I love these stickers, but there were some questionable things growing on the lid and I hadn't been using it in a long time. A few microfiber cleaning cloths and a bag that a phone case came in. An eyelash kit. An old travel razor. This ball for rolling out your muscles. This plastic keyboard cover for my laptop. Some expired tooth whitening products. So as you can see, these are a bunch of random items, including like a wine opener, an old straw, some contact lens cases, some keychains, just a whole random slew of small things that have been adding clutter to my drawers that I just do not need in my life anymore. Some old charging cables that are ruined on the end or just don't work. This small desk lamp that can either be battery powered or has this cable. A random bunch of things that was in with like my self-care and bathroom and hygiene products. A small candle. These are actually a bag of Jingle Bells, an old notebook, an old storage organizer, some old bracelets. This is going to be another random pile of things. Lots of things that get stuck in drawers that you just really don't think about until you sort through them and start getting rid of things. You will find a lot of small items once you start doing this minimalism challenge. These are some old coffee mugs that I do enjoy, but some of them are not microwave safe, or some I just don't have space for and I'm not using a lot, so I got rid of them. And a koozie, and these are some like drink mixes and some straws that I don't use. I have too many. I have the ones that I found that I really, really love, so I can get rid of these or pass these on. This was a box of oatmeal I do not actually like the flavor of, so I am just going to pass it on to some family and see if they will eat it. This is some old rock candy that is just not good anymore. An old cookbook. Some almond butter that I actually did not like. These are some soap and some lip balms that I was given by Trid's grandma, and I just won't use them all, so I passed them on to my sisters. And then this is some of my jewelry that I ended up passing on. I do like a lot of these things, but I just don't find myself reaching for them, and I have a lot of other jewelry that I would prefer to wear. This is a friendship bracelet I made, a belt, and some more clothing items, a lot of socks. These are some nipple covers, never use them, and finally a pair of slippers. So I also inserted some pictures here. There was a couple more jewelry items that I got rid of, and as you can see, these were the stacks of things as I was getting rid of items. I also got rid of some larger storage containers and just a lot of things. This inspired me to clean out more and more. This picture that you're seeing right here is actually some things that has been in storage for probably almost 5 years at my parents' place, and so I went through some of those items. Some of that will be donated, some of them I took, some of them, you know, need to be trashed, but a lot of things were gone through in this process. And that doesn't even include the items that I recycled or threw away. This is just a picture of a small pile of things that I threw away, but I also got rid of a lot of trash as well as donatable items. I'm sorry that was kind of rambling. I'm sure this was a super long video. By the time I put all the clips together and the voiceovers and everything I got rid of, it was so much. So if you have stuck around this long in the video, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching my videos and spending time on my channel, and I hope to see you again soon. So click that subscribe button, hit that bell notification. I make new videos every single week, and I put them out on Saturday mornings around like 8 or 9 o'clock, at least Central Standard Time. That's where I'm at. I'm in the Midwest. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. I hope you have a happy day, and I wish you all the best. Happy decluttering, and have a good one. Bye everyone.